Hey, Firecloud, hi! Hello! Hey, Alex! Oh, yeah! One box of paint. Hi, guys! Hello! What's cracking? It's been too long. It's been too long indeed. What's cracking for me today? I think I'm gonna be opening up these 3 new Aquarius Roman Schmal pans and swatching them, and then perhaps making a small drawing with these colors. With these colors. I know I know how to speak English. Speak English very well. This is very good English indeed. Oh, dang. It's gonna be good once I can like sit down and stop getting up to pick up supplies I'm needing for this. Right. Hey, Paulo! Hello! Hello! It's been a hell of a time, unit, but we're plugging along. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. This is why I kind of like to have these live streams, is that it's always a good opportunity to, you know, talk about other stuff, like food, or what you're working on at the moment, like what's your current drawing, all that kind of stuff, and to just not focus on everything else for a bit. So the 3 new pans that I have are Neutral Tint, Viridian, and Cobalt Coelin Blue. Very slowly completing my Roman Schmal palette. Very slowly. Because there's a lot of them. Oh, also I need to... get my main swatches so that I can update them. Viridian is on this one, I think the Cobalt is on this one too, and the neutral tint is on that one. Still missing a lot of colors. Less so in the later updates, because I was very fortunate and was sent a couple of the, you know, newest releases when they came out. I'll have quite a chaotic haul update on a big, only slightly sleep-induced splurging. Oh, secondhand dip pen. Yes. Can you, please, if you can spare the energy, if you can send me the link once it's up. I really don't want to miss that one. One of my 2 new colleagues that I work with, they finally had to have a small talk. Thank for a meeting and realize I can only talk. But it's always a good topic. It's like small talk, but better than the weather. Because everybody eats. PB60, PBK6, and PV19 for this neutral tint. Roman Schmal, Sniffle, name of the color, and number. So 244. No, we should talk about food. I love food talk. It's like, instead of being like boring, well, no, I don't think weather talk is boring, but you know, you can never be boring talking about food. I feel food is always a great topic. So anything good that you guys ate last week? And Sam will be so proud of me. I've gotten several spill-resistant, spill-proof thingers. His first question was, are you nervous about using more spillable thing? Oh, are you familiar with dinky dips? I'm really trying hard to remember where my dinky dips are. Oh, I think I know. Oh, they're so far away. I can do this! Oh no, I couldn't do this! Alright, give me a sec. I hope that hasn't exploded everywhere. No. Hold on. Alright, so I don't think anything opened up, but... Oh! And nothing got detached. Holy... Wow! Impressive! Alright. Everything survived, oddly enough. Sorry about that. Disaster, yeah, always. Okay, dinky dips. So it's basically this wooden base, and you can buy these teeny tiny containers that you can put ink in them. They're super convenient because for a dip nib, they kind of make the ink narrow, and if you contaminate whatever is in there, that's not the end of the world. And since they're all like set up in this base, it makes it really, really harder to spill anything. I will send you the link where I got these. Okay, sorry. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't know where you can get these outside of the North America. But you could probably get away with, you know, some, you know, the little sample jars for, you know, the teeny tiny containers that are like 2 milliliters, 5 milliliters. And this is just a piece of wood with some holes drilled into it. So it's not exactly super complex, but... So blaming Ginger? No. Accept responsibility. It was delicious. Oh no. Chicken broccoli Alfredo calzone. Ooh, wow. That's fancy. Oh, gotcha. I got similar setup. Maybe the maximum overkill version of it. That's good. That's good. The maximum overkill is absolutely fine. Alright. Yay! All right, let's go. Second color. What was something good? Oh, I ate really tasty, like kind of puff chips. Okay, really hard to explain. As you guys are probably fully aware by now, I cannot really have any dairy, and that covers up a wide variety of items, but it also includes, you know, like stuff like Cheetos and any kind of puffy corn fried thingamajig. And I've tried some, you know, vegan options, but they usually try to go really healthy with those. And they're not, you know, they're not something you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy them again. You try them once and you're like, eh. And then you try them again when you forget that you've already tried them and go, eh, again. And you know, you get the idea. So, yeah, that was the regular situation. But there's a local company that makes some really delicious ones that are vegan. Like even like most flavors, even if you go to like Miss Vicky's for chips, even their flavors that, you know, don't imply dairy will be full of dairy. Like the lime and black pepper one has dairy in it. Yeah, but it's lime and black pepper. It's not cheese, lime and black pepper. It's just lime and black pepper. What are you doing? So yeah, there's a local company that does some really tasty one. We've tried the one was like barbecue puffs, but they didn't feel like eating crunchy, hard, dry cardboard. They felt really delicious. And also they had one that was like you know, crispy, like shaped like fries, but it was made with sweet potato and flavored to be like churros. And it was amazing. They were really good. And they're not that pricey, so I'm like super hyped about these. Healthy junk food is always hit or miss. Seriously, it's either 100% hit or a 0%. You hardly ever get something in the middle. Like, I've had some like healthy cookies that were just so depressing. I am in the process of making tiramisu, but this time I made everything from scratch. You even make the cheese, like the mascarpone cheese. Ma-in-law's birthday is this week, so we wanted to do something more diet friendly. Decided on a cake pop each. Oh, that's lovely. That's such a good option. I love that. It's it's probably the most sensible portion of cake out there that, you know, everybody could benefit from eating. But at the same time, if you have a full slice in front of you, it's really hard to say no. Cake is amazing. I love cake. They were adorable little bees hiding their pure, deliciously evil filling, which was, oh, dude, that sounds great. No, I did not make the cheese or the eggs. My talent has gone that far. What? You're not a chicken? So what's your tiramisu recipe is like, so that I can decide if I need to get offended or not. Let's start like food fights. All right. But yeah, healthy junk food. Another kind of, can you consider anything you bake yourself junk food? Like if you bake a batch of cookies from scratch, not necessarily from a tub of cookie dough. If you take the time to make it yourself, is it still considered junk food? I didn't get what you... Oh, I just asked about your tiramisu recipe so that I can decide if I need to be offended or not on behalf of my very distant Italian family. Like very, very distant. I'm scared by Kids in the Hall's Chicken Lady more than... I have no idea what that's about. It has only eggs and mascarpone. Ooh, okay, that's extra fancy. And what do you use for cookies? Dunkin' cold coffee, yep, that's good. But do you use like Savoyard or Ladyfinger cookies? Or you made it, okay, mad respect. Paulo, I approve of this recipe. I know you probably don't care, but I still approve of your recipe. That's a good one. That sounds amazing, actually. Chicken Lady goes on a date and serves eggs. Is very offended or date won't. That's kind of... That's some serial killer nonsense, honestly. Can you imagine? Want to know how dangerous it is to live in Boston? I can have cookies delivered till 3 a.m. Well, I mean, I have a 24-hour bakery nearby. Equally dangerous, let me know. Let me tell you. I guess it depends what goes in the cookies. Everything can be junk food if you try hard enough. I made a really big lady finger biscuit. Oh, wow! I usually always have lady fingers from the store, but someone in the house decided to give them away. So I taught myself to make them and I'm not coming back. Yeah, well, I mean, if they're delicious, why go back? It's just that I've seen some pretty blasphemous tiramisus over the year. Like, people will use whipped cream, like Genoise cake instead of the ladyfingers. You know, just the kind of white cake you make when you want to make a Swiss roll. We call those Genoise. And yeah, whipped cream and yeah. Well, to be fair, I think my Italian recipe for tiramisu has a bit of cream with the mascarpone to make that part of it. Though I'm not sure. It's not like I can eat it, so I haven't looked at the recipe in a while, but I think there was a bit of cream in there to make it fluffier. Our diet club suggested a tiramisu recipe this morning using orange peel instead of coffee. And hubby had to nudge me to stop making face. How is that a tiramisu? What? There's no overlap between the flavors of like coffee and almonds and then orange peel. What's happening? Whipped cream in a tiramisu. Orange peel? The orange peel, it is, you know, when you just, it's like zest a bit, right? Yeah, the peel from an orange fruit. I'll try to find my tiramisu recipe, Paulo, and I'll send you some deets about it. That is so cursed. So it is cursed. It is hella cursed. Seriously. Like, I wouldn't fully support it, but at least I can see the sense if someone was to tell me they're making a tiramisu and they're adding a bit of like chocolate in the flavoring, like even if there's cacao on top of it, but like chocolate, coffee, almond, tiramisu, fine. Where do you fit the orange stuff in there? Oh, no worries, Lana. It's nice to see you. How are you today? Viridian, Peach 18. Yay! Okay, made it. Oh, this one didn't even have... Oh no, it had the peeler. It just peeled off, like, right away. Great. I use decaf coffee because it's the only thing it is good for. And I use some booze because it's not for kids. I literally just ran to the PC. Yeah, the recipe asks for booze, but I'm not a very boozy person, and like I have some kind of mild trauma around booze. So we would often just sub the amaretto for almond extract because it kind of has the same flavor profile. It's just less boozy. And it's not gonna make for any weird reaction if you mix it in with the coffee or anything, so. I use just a little bit of fortified. Oh really? You don't use amaretto for it? Huh. Otto, hello! How was dinner? What was for dinner? The recipe I know of uses marsala, and I never thought about using amaretto. Well, I really need to get my recipe to you then, so you can decide if you want to give it a try at some point or not. It's from an Italian relative, because one side of my family is all French, and from Alsace, and the French part has some ties with Italians in there, like it's a big hodgepodge. And one lady who was Italian, her recipe was the one that we sort of passed down. Amaretto goes really well with tiramisu, if you ever feel like trying it. Now I need to make that version. I'll get it to you. I'll see about translating it. Orzo pasta with Italian sausage and ooh, proper. What's proper Italian sausage? All right, next. I need a brush. If it's in French, there is no need to translate. Oh, really? Okay. I'll make sure to check that it's not too much in French Canadian. That could be the issue, but also I can just snap a pic and send it to you, and if you have any question, you can ask. Like, no problem. No problemo. I've never heard of tiramisu made with something else than amaretto or, you know, an almond extract flavoring, so that's interesting. So that's one neutral tint. Quite interesting. It's from an Italian grocer's. The meat is much coarser and way more spices and herbs in it. Huh, interesting. I'm getting hungry. That's always the side effect of having these food chats during the streams. I made a lot of biscuity recently too. The current ones that I tried making, I substituted all the white sugar in the recipe for maple sugar, and I put pecans in it. And they are really tasty. I don't feel like we taste the maple all that much, which is kind of surprising considering that, seriously, the entirety of the sugar was replaced with maple sugar. Like, it smelled more like maple when I was preparing it than what it tastes now. But they're good. They're really good. And they're actually baked twice, so... I want to try making them with pistachios and orange blossom water. Haute fleur d'oranger. Yeah, that would be the very literal translation of it. Orange blossom is a lovely flavor, isn't it? It's so delicate. I got some rose blossom flavoring too, but I feel like it might be a bit too flowery for biscotti. I might use it more with like green tea to give it a bit of a different flavor profile. Do you have access to pomegranate molasses? Yes, and I love it. You put it in your tea too? I bought it just to make muhammara. Oh, the molasses, yeah. Muhammara that's the kind of paste you make with nuts and like peppers and the molasses and whatnot. It's so delicious. Jinx is sitting between us hoping to get some of the... Did you give her like a taste of the sausages? Like, I mean, like, did you like put your finger on a sausage and have her sniff it? Hubby must have been channeling chat because he's showing me videos of cookware he wants for his birthday. Food chat. There's a recipe I really like. It's not related to any of the molasses and whatnot, and I think it's more like perhaps Lebanese, but it's rice with vermicelli pasta in it. It's so delicious. Gordon Ramsay's pots and pans might need to silicone. Oh, did you guys see that? I wasn't aware, but apparently Mr. Gordon Ramsay now has a full line of frozen dinners. And if you are someone who's watched any of his Kitchen Nightmares video, You probably know who Chef Mike is. And I was so stunned to see him release a line of microwavable dinner, because I was like, holy moly, the whole Chef Mike thing? Seriously? You're letting Chef Mike do the cooking? Gordon? The menu said fresh frozen. There's no such thing. Yeah! Not like I would like get them myself, because no thank you. I don't have a microwave anyway. No Chef Mike in the house. But yeah, there's a full line of things that I've seen with his big face on it, and they're microwavable dinner. I get the strange feeling it's about the money. Oh, it is about the money, of course. But it kind of feels like a betrayal of sorts. What do you guys think? Should I put the label on the left and have a swatch on the right, or have the labels there and then the swatch here? Wow, big questions, big questions here today. Gordon Ramsay, does this strike me as a blind? Really? I get the opposite feeling from him. I'm glad it's not just me then. Sorry, Ginger. Sorry to burst your bubble. Unless you were being sarcastic. A few years back, my friend from Dallas that lives down the road called super excited about a Mexican restaurant opening. So we all show up for opening day and they gave us sombreros. And it was a little party. We were the only ones there, and then they then went into the open kitchen and microwave. No! Are you for real? Are you for real? They microwaved it. Dude, no. I think a Gordon Ramsay burger restaurant opened in Edinburgh. Let me check the reviews. As long as it's not a grilled cheese or an omelette restaurant, you should be safe. His grilled cheese, like there's one grilled cheese video that he made that isn't infamous because it's crappy. Hubby's world was literally blown apart the first time I made him what we call nachos. What do you call nachos? Out of curiosity. The microwave's involved. Well, yeah. His chip has. Oh, okay. That's a lot of work. Oh wow, it's actually 3 restaurants. Reviewed as 4, 4.1, and 3.6 out of 5 on Google. Huh. Bake until it's super crispy. Then you can have. Oh wow. No, that sounds amazing. Sounds like you need some really sturdy tortilla chips for that. Okay, I have a question, nachos related. What are you guys' thoughts on the kind of cheese you can put on nachos? I'm curious. Tell me. Takes a little extra time, but no one gets the crappy naked cheese. Yeah, you kind of need to have a backup like dip bowl if you're not gonna go the way of making sure every chip has some topping on it. Any cheese is good for me. So you would put like mozzarella, parmigiano. I was about to say camembert, but maybe that's pushing it a bit. Hold on, I'm racking my brain. I'm trying to think of the cheeses. Refried beans, sriracha, the sharpest aged cheddar, and a jalapeno. There's of cheese I don't discriminate. Yeah, but in terms of flavor profile, I feel like some cheeses really don't match the flavor profile of nachos. Can be cow, sheep, or goat milk cheeses or mixtures. Cheeses. Nothing but cheeses. At home, queso fresco on them and queso to dip them. We get a lot of cheeses. Queso fresco, so that's like sour cream, right? Fresh cheese, it's the white thing that's a bit between yogurt and sour cream and all that, right? Cheese aisle at home is huge, but filled with a lot of the same stuff. I was amazed when I got to the UK and there are hundreds of options at the butcher. Yeah, seriously. Like over here, even the dreadfully awful American cheese costs an arm and a leg. And everybody I know who's been to like any kind of European country, they're always like, oh, you can get some really good cheese at the grocery store for like half the price. And it's not like American cheese. And we have like the freaking cheese aisle in North American grocery stores are terrible. You get like the freaking like humongous blocks of mozzarella or what they call it, light cheddar. What the doesn't taste like anything. What even is light cheddar? Like how poor cheddar that doesn't deserve to be treated that way. Oh, rub it with paprika. That sounds great. When I was in USA, I was most impressed, shocked at how huge the chip. For real. It is ridiculous. Like the chips crisp aisle, and then the soda aisle, and then the cereal aisles. These three are the trifecta of like what the fuckery in North America. Oh, have a good dinner, Paulo. I'll send you the recipe as soon as I can remember to do it. Hubby gets paralyzed in the chip crisp pile. The only way I don't get paralyzed in there is that I don't stop. Like I don't. You either need chips and you know what you want, or you don't, so you can just breeze by that aisle and just like don't think about it. But it's ludicrous. We prefer our food to be colored and flavored radioactive. I agree. Someone please explain to me why bread in the USA is sweet, like sandwich breads. Not all sandwich breads will be sweet. Well, I mean, maybe that's just a Canadian thing. You have some white sliced bread that is particularly sweet. I think sometimes they're also present in buns, like stuff like Hawaiian buns, I think, and maybe Wonder Bread. But like if I get I don't, but if I were to get a loaf of sliced bread, like just plain white or whole wheat, I don't think it would be particularly sweet. Why are they sweet in the first place? Okay. So, corn syrup, lobbies, and trying to sell more food by making people addicted to it. There you go. That's why. If the selection is too big, I usually end up buying nothing. Oh, really? Wow. If the selection is too big, I kind of freeze up and I end up buying like let's say 3 flavors were interesting to me. I will buy all 3 because I can't decide. Sugar is also kind of in everything. It is absolutely in everything. Company realized very early that sugar is more addictive than caffeine. So they slide it in everywhere. Yeah, they put it in. It will not be actual sugar. It's gonna be like high fructose corn syrup or variants, and that kind of super unhealthy stuff. Because it's overly refined. Like you shouldn't end up with a refined sugar concentrate product from corn. That doesn't make any sense. Like if it was cane sugar, yeah, okay, well the sap of the canes is sweet and you dry it and you get sugar, fine. But to take corn and end up with high fructose corn syrup, dude, that shit is hella processed. I thought I left the battle of sweet versus not sweet cornbread when I left America, but of course hubby has to like the sweet kind. But he's happy with cheese and chilies. But loves when the other brand is all that's available. This is freaking sweet. Fructose in bread is even weirder than sugar, I feel. But I mean, it's to the same extent. It's just that they pushed farmers to overproduce corn, and now they have way too much corn and they don't know what to do with it, so they put it in everything and they refine it to a baffling degree. Like corn oil. How do you even get oil anyway from corn? So again, we like everything colored. We like everything brightly colored, radioactively flavored, and incredibly sweet. Or salty, depending. And I want my beans to have a slice of cake in them. You need some sugar for yeast in the dough. Well, you can use just regular flour because I think the yeast, if you give it enough time, is gonna metabolize the white flour because it's a simple carbohydrate, just like the sugar is. Delicious. Like I've made like homemade bread and I add like a a spoonful, whoops. I add a spoonful of honey in my yeast prep mixture, just so it fluffs up a bit, but you don't have to use sugar in there. Besides, there are all sorts of extra preservative in American bread, so... Honey sounds so nice in bread. It is, and I feel like honey is, in my opinion, one of the least offensive sweetener out there because it's basically not really transformed. The bees do all the transforming, but if you get to honey, it doesn't need to be boiled down, it doesn't need to be extracted or refined. You basically only need to filter it if you want to get rid of whatever like bits of impurities there could be, but even that's not a super mandatory step, you know. I still have daydreams about how our last roomie's fermented pancakes. He made some kind of sourdough and they were, oh wow. Ooh, sounds delicious. Sounds fluffy. me being me, I was like, you've left your batter out for days. Ew. I was wrong, so wrong. Hey, Yuri! Hello! How are you? Oh, my breads are really amazing. They're not that hard to do. Like you can find, like my recipe is a no-knead bread. So the only time it's hands-on is when I mix it, and that takes about 2 minutes, and then it sits for 2 hours. And then I really roughly shape it into loaves and cook it, and that's it. What was your treat, Yuri? They were bubbly like crepes. Well, crepes are not particularly bubbly, like they're super thin. They don't really have time to develop bubbles. Just remembered I had spectacular ice cream. Ooh, what is it, Ginger? Yeah, what kind of ice cream? Just finished my marshmallows. Ooh. Should I have a... It's that typo again! That typo will never not crack me up. Well, not a typo, like, yeah, autocorrect. Oh, it's so funny. I hope you don't mind that I always crack up when I see it, because, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Chocolate, simple but rich. Ooh, sounds delicious. What's the base for it? It's probably not dairy, is it? Or is it dairy? Yeah, you should absolutely have a blondie for dessert. What kind of questions is that? Should I have dessert for dessert? And always, of course. The crepes were made with the sourdough, so they were almost like super flat crumpets. Little chewy, lots of holes and sponges. Ooh, yummy. Experiencing sensory overload, but doing good over. Oh no! Did a non-digital sketch for the oh! And it is a lot less annoying than when I switched. It's so hard to do digital sketching. I haven't really figured it out yet. What I often do is sort of back and forth. like I sketch thumbnails in a sketchbook on paper, and then I will, like, if I do a thumbnail that I think works, I will scan it, blow it up on paper, and print it super lightly. If I have to fix anything, or if I have to combine bits of different sketches, I will do it then, and print it, and then draw on paper again, and then scan that, fix it if I have to, like, digitally, and we'll always go back to printing it and reworking it. Baxapine, that reminds me of my favorite tip to know if a pancake is ready. You know when you make pancakes and you just put the blob of batter in there, and people, I've seen a lot of people be like, how do you know when to flip it? And there's a secret to it. It's not a big secret, it's a very, very basic thing. But whenever you see the bubbles on top, when they pop out and it's like a hole, that's when you know the pancake is ready for a flip. Happens every single time. Seriously. I think every time you've mentioned blondies, the food thing, to me, it always autocorrects it to blonde. Even if, I mean, in the context of the sentence, it's the stupidest autocorrect possible. Why is digital sketching so hard? I never like my lines. Same. It's just, it doesn't feel right. And I feel like I can't see my sketch how I want it to. Like, if I sketch on paper, I can look at it from further back, I can zoom in, I don't know, there's something a lot more natural to it, I feel. The secret is bubbles. That's a good tip, I meant it. Or wiggle the pan to see. Yeah, that also works. Yeah. These are all ways to see if the bottom of the pancake is cooked. Bubble and it stays. What do you mean it stays? Like you wiggle the pan and it doesn't, like... So do you guys know the way to cook gnocchi? Well, you know, the Italian potato dough blobs. Yeah, blobs. They're blobs. They're absolutely blobs. The bubble has... Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. It pops and then it's a hole. Like, it doesn't, like, fill over. "20 times I've been presented with Pancake Day in the UK, and 20 times I've forgotten they aren't pancakes but crepes." No, but if it's not a pancake, it's not... It's... Yeah, they're crepes. A pancake and a crepe are so different. They're so different. They're supposed to start floating. Yep. Like, I always see on packages of gnocchi, the how to prepare thingamajigs always says, like, oh, cook them for X amount of time. And I'm always like, you can't do that with those pasta. You can't. You just can't. You have to put them in water, and whenever they float, you fish them out. That's it. Oh, have fun with your kid, Firecloud. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great weekend. Not pancakes. And the lemon and sugar thing is nice, but it still feels... Yeah, that's... Well, the thing is if the thing in the pan is flat and thin, it's a crepe. And if it's thick and like spongy and thick and nice, that's a pancake. It's a cake made in a pan. And if it's flat and big, that's a crepe, and you flavor it and fold it over and slice it and eat it like that. I'm the weird one that big fluffy pancake needs peanut butter and floating. Oh yeah, maple syrup. Duh. What's different about Dutch pancakes? Applesauce. Dude, Nutella. Or, I mean, maple syrup is a given. I think when we had crepe when I was younger, like the thin one, the usual toppings we would put on there would be maple syrup, brown sugar, and cinnamon. And then you roll that and you cut it and you eat it and it goes everywhere. In retrospect, I don't know why we put brown sugar there too. I really don't know. Like, I was a kid, I just did what my parents were doing. But thinking about it, I'm like, why would we use... Dutch pancakes are a little, like a giant Yorkshire. What? So it's basically a big cake. A big lofty cake. I think the only way I know what Yorkshire puddings are is because Sherlock in elementary likes to bake them to think. But he doesn't like to eat them. So he just like goes through the hassle of baking them and then he dumps them in the bin. And that kind of cracked me up. Dutch pancake are the size of your plate and about 1/2 centimeter thick. Well, they're just like pancakes then. Dutch pancake are a little... Wait, the edges are and bottom are crispy and the middle is more like a crepe and chewy. And they come savory or sweet. Well, you can get savory crepe if you go to places like Bretagne. They're usually made with buckwheat. Stretching. Oh my god, no, I want fluffy pancakes. UK crepe have lemon and sugar or Nutella. Not even cinnamon and sugar. What the... Yeah, they are just pancakes. We have tiny ones too, which are very bulbous. I'm not gonna try to say that, but that sounds funny. Like big, tiny, thick, super thick pancakes. It sounds delicious. Sounds like something you just can't stop eating. I'm sure there are exceptions, but I haven't found them. That's weird. Proper pancakes here are like crepe, but when I make them myself, I never get the dough right, so they sometimes end up thicker. Question, is cinnamon an all-year spice? All year. Oh yeah. All year and then some. Dude, everything should be covered with cinnamon. Lemon and sugar does not work. It's tricky. I feel like lemon and sugar works if you put it on something that has been deep fried. Like if you have a donut and it's flavored with a bit of lemon and sugar, I feel like that the lemon kind of helps balance out the fattiness of the deep frying. We have a Canadian delicacy, and it's not delicate for a bit. It's called a beaver tail, and it's basically a big flat donut. And one of the like standard base seasoning for the big flat donut is a bit of lemon juice and sugar. It's not my favorite topping, but I remember it working pretty well with the deep fried flat donut, you know. Oh no, not bottle lemon. That doesn't taste like lemon. That's gnarly. Oh yeah, they're very hard to stop eating. They're popular street food. I can see why. Like, give me a cone of that and I'm gonna eat it all. I have a jar with cinnamon and sugar at all times in the cupboard. I thought you were gonna say at all times in my bag. And I was gonna be like, yep. Yep. You know what's up. You never know when you'll need cinnamon toast in a hurry. I have a bag of cinnamon that I bought from a bulk place. And I've been using it for years and it's still not like halfway through. Like cinnamon, all the cinnamon. Hey Dominic, hi! Those cinnamon emergencies. No, I mean the way they do it here. Over the thin, sad pancakes goes on wet lemon juice. Ugh, and sugar. No, that sounds disgusting. Oh, that sounds nasty. Bottled lemon. No, bottled lemon shouldn't exist. If you want a way to have lemon that does not involve having a fresh lemon, the packets of like dried lemon juice, like the crystals, they work so much better. They taste like real lemon, at least. Dude, someone serves me a pancake with bottled lemon and sugar and I'm not touching it. Okay, ice cream obtained. What's the flavor of the ice cream, Ginger? James is asleep on James' foot. His foot is numb, but he can't move. Oh no. He has a couple of hours before it's an emergency. But anyway, I'm not flagging on bottled lemon juice. I am. I absolutely am. I've given it a fair try, and either the ones we have here are fundamentally faulty, but then it never tastes like lemon. It's just so off. And then you put it in something, and now the thing tastes off. So no one wins. It's all made from a shop we love, Blue Monster. Blue vanilla with cookie dough, Oreo, and Nestle Toll House cookie. Legally distinct Cookie Monster. Yep. Oh, bottled lime. I mean, if you need lime juice and you... like the limes are either not available or super expensive, someone needs to find a different recipe. Because it's just not gonna taste any good. And then you end up with a recipe that tastes like garbage. I made a little sketch in my sketchbook to like figure out what I wanted to draw for this, and I really like my sketch, but I'm currently absolutely unable to convert it to this format, and it's really annoying. Dang it. James says it's a gift and a curse to be the first person Jinx has ever fallen asleep on. Oh, it starts small and soon should be a scarf. Hopefully not on James though. I'm not sure his allergies would like it. She's so funny. She's such a cute cat. I often have DD as a hat scarf. It does climb up. She's a bunny cat. I have to say it again. I really love the cat coaster. What cat coaster? She's so photogenic. She doesn't look so photogenic in real life, but then you take a photo of her and she's stunning in them. Yeah, she really has all the photos you've shown me of her, like where she, let's say, wasn't blurry because she was moving or anything. She is so hold on, I lost my train of thought. Like her face, she always looks so content. It's the kind of energy that radiates and sort of makes you smile too. Oh, our little Blanky. The cat coaster. Oh, I see. Ah, that's funny. That's cool. She likes it so much. And when Dexter is on passion meds, he sleeps across my chest like a sash. Oh, you okay? I don't know. I feel like sometimes having a cat on is like, if I cannot sleep well if I have a cat on me because it means I can't fidget. Pain meds. Passion meds. Passion meds would be a thing. I like the idea of cat coasters. No, it's not a cat quilt, that's true. Hold on, I need a drink of water. smudged bit. It's that time, and our current cat carrier is the one they flew in, and we have to move the seats in the car for it to fit. Went shopping for a normal one and gave up because we felt they were far too small. Yeah, you kind of have to shop for a dog one. But then again, most dogs don't need a carrier. Okay, someone grabbed the tiny violins. I finished my ice cream and the bottom of the bowl just looks so empty. Well, you could refill it. I'm saying that, I'm saying nothing, but yeah. Okay, let's try. First of all, let's see if this is waterproof. Seems to be mostly waterproof. This ice cream, unfortunately, is a little bit of a battle to get out of the tub. It is a reliable limiting factor. I'm too lazy to get seconds. She's still asleep on Jim's foot. It's either she's snuggling up to you and you can't get up, or she's sleeping on James's foot. She is being a cat, for sure. It's actually both. It's a half-gallon tub. I don't think it fit the microwave. Oh my gosh. She's asleep on his foot and her butt wedges up to my hip. She said between us. Aw. Yeah, Yuri is a good idea. You can warm up the spoon with warm butter. So, you know what they do in ice cream places? They will have these tubs of warm water and they just like dunk the scoop in it to help. Wait, what? Ice cream comes in half a gallon size. Ato. North America. North America. I did use a worm handle. I think the problem is there is so much cookie it sticks to itself. Oh no, not an ice cream with too much cookie in it. How dreadful. Dude, that's almost 2 liters. Well, yeah. A full gallon is about 4 liters. I feel when Americans come here, everything probably looks like miniature size. Seriously. I know my personal experience is fairly limited, but when I went to Switzerland and I was looking for sliced bread over there, just for the sake of convenience. And when I finally found one, it was fresh, it didn't have any preservatives in it, and it was like about the third of a regular loaf here. doing good. She's on a diet now because she was gaining. Oh, really? Oh, no. Oh, no. Poor Greta. It was peanut butter ribbon and chocolate ice cream. And I would take it out of the deep freeze, melt it enough to eat the peanut butter and put it back. So, Swiss cheese ice cream. Or you guys know the other classic is to leave like a 2 millimeter layer of thing at the bottom of the ice cream jar and to put it back in the freezer, just so you don't have to get rid of it. I don't think I've ever done that, but I've seen it. The thing I was shocked was when I saw massive, like thigh-sized bottles of painkillers. Yeah. Also, North America. It's perfect in every way. I was going to get a quarter gallon, so a liter, but Handsome upsold me because we go there early and he knows I love it. Aww. Over here you're unlimited to 2 boxes of maybe 12. Really? Nah. Over here you get the ridiculously sized, because that's the way the health system is also built. It's like you have to manage yourself, so a lot of people with chronic pain issues have to resort to buying the ridiculously sized jars of painkillers. Most shops have slicing machines too, so you can... Yeah, we have that here too, but I was just, like, that was a long time ago, and I was just, like, so confused by the whole thing. Because over here you get a whole, like, area that's like sliced bread and sandwich breads and all that. You can buy a box of 100 Codamol as long as you say you aren't going to take it for more than 3 days. James broke the contract. No. Yeah, over here they don't care. They just don't care. Like, well, try to follow the posology on the bottle, and if anything, you'll end up in the hospital. That's basically it. Gelato style ice cream. Oh man. It's snowing here, so ice cream is not really having any appeal to me right now. When I was in Canada, they just gave me a year's worth of thyroxine. What's that? So that's the other thing between European countries and North America that I've seen, is that over here we tend to call drugs either by their specific brand name or by their component. And especially with painkillers, like, everybody kind of knows that you have a few main painkillers. You have aspirin, you have ibuprofen, you have acetaminophen, and that's kind of the 3 main ones. But whenever you try to use those words with someone that lives in Europe, they never know what you're talking about, and they usually have really... You guys, you all have weird names for your painkillers over there. It's like, over here it's ibuprofen. It's like, that's the compound in it, and you know right away that if you have an allergy or if you have, like, medicine conflicts and you can't take one, well, you know how to find the other. And, like, ibuprofen will be available from various brands. Same for acetaminophen, the other one. But yeah, over there people call it all paracetamol, and I was like, what? It's a bit like Tylenol here. Like, people will call it Tylenol, but over here, since I live here, I know that that's the brand. Yeah. So that's super confusing. And yeah, over here it's sold in big bottles and... meh. Meh. I think we can buy boxes with 50 pills of pain meds, but the strongest you get is ibuprofen 400 or with prescription. if we have a cold flu, hubby and I have to go through the lines separately because I like ibuprofen and he likes paracetamol. Oh yeah, you can. Huh, that's peculiar. And some of them interesting. Yeah, but you need a bajillion blankets. It's still snowing. Oh yeah. We've been having a lot of snow lately, and it's kind of cold. It's like around minus 10 Celsius to minus 15. Yeah, exactly, Lana. That's the time. Sorry. Yeah, the only limiting factor on over-the-counter cold meds are the ones you can cook meth with, or the ones with alcohol in the syrups, like NyQuil. Yep. It kind of blows my mind that people can buy a, not anymore, but there used to be a way to buy a large amount of like cold meds and make meth out of it. You're like, wait a second, what? We're just getting your leftover snow as rain done. Well, I mean, you want to have rain rather than snow. I don't think Texas is good with snow that much. My first Christmas cracker was, why are there no painkillers in the jungle? Because the parrots ate them. Oh! And I was like, oh my gosh. They tried too hard with that one, I think. What can you cook? Oh, geez, I don't know. It's not like I'm familiar with the whole process. It's not my cup of tea, but yeah, there used to be like an over-the-counter thing you could buy that there was a way to like use the tablets to make meth with. We can end all a little snow. Okay, so you have snow plows and everybody has a shovel and a winter coat. No, we don't need that. We just waited. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works. Like, oh, well, if I stay indoor long enough, it's gonna melt, right? Oh no, what's the pain? Yep. So Well, I mean, not like this live stream channel is monetized or anything, but not sure YouTube would take nicely to talk of that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for the info, Ginger. In my lifetime, the entire police department saw one poor little old man got fired in one go. Oh no. It is cooking talk, that's for sure. My homestead is full of crazy. Back, what did I miss? Funky recipes, I guess. I don't have any recipes to share. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, but you know, like the YouTube reacts to some pretty weird stuff. So I'm not saying it's a justified thing or a logical one from them. I'm just saying that it is there and it exists, sadly. There are some videos that I watched sometime where the people had to go to such lengths just to get their content across. And it's not anything like weird, it's just something YouTube has decided is a more sensitive topic. And either they have to use some pretty original expressions, or they have to bleep, not bleep like beep, but just silence elements of the sentences. And sometimes it ends up being sentences that are impossible to follow because you're like, well, half the words are missing. No, but that's one of the alarmingly few things that... Yeah, it is kind of alarming in some way. Just, what's the cold and or allergies drug? Is it like Benadryl, NyQuil? Like, it's super readily available, but you really have to be more careful how and when you take it than they let you assume from its availability, if I can say that. Like, it's so readily available, you think that that's fine, I don't have to be particularly careful about using it because it's just, you know, it's super easy to find and it's there and it's like everybody like talks about it like it's nothing. But when you look into it and you actually take some time to read the posology or to like check out what's in it, and you're like, oh, I can't really, and like you realize you can combine it with other stuff necessarily, and aside of that, who wants a 2-pack of oh, so I see you went to Costco. 2-pack of 500 ibuprofen tablets. They come in those big tubs, just like protein powder, you know. Y'all gonna get added to list if you keep looking things up. I can't stand that feeling your hair grows sensation. Oh, that doesn't sound pleasant. No, thank you. Ugh. Ah, that will have to do. So just for reference, mostly off screen, oops. So this is the little doodle I did in my sketchbook, and I still much prefer this one, but this is how it adapted itself to this little sketch. It's just so I can try these 3 colors in a, you know, limited palette settings. I feel like I'm going to be able to use them to have good results with the blue for the sky and the trees of the green, and I can use the blue for the little stream here somewhat, assuming it's a stream. I don't know what it is. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I did a sketch for a painting in this book, and it still cracks me up. Like the little doodle face that I did for the cat really cracks me up, and it just thought that was funny. Well, thank you guys. It's the painting that's on the other side of the sheet, so it's taped down. Yep, the other sketch with the little cat face is the painting that's behind this page. Oh my gosh, box of paint. I'm looking at Scout. She's under a blanket and she shifts. So it's basically just a big ball of blanket that gets up, wobbles around, turns, and plops back down. If you have ADHD, that can happen, or bipolar. I have to just pure avoid anything that is mood altering or helps you sleep. Because it has like an unknown effect on you, or because it has an adverse effect on you? And would that apply to stuff like, oh, a chamomile tea that's supposed to just help you chill? epoxy. That sounds awful. Oh wow. Can you guys see the kind of teal color that I was able to get from mixing the blue and the green? I really was not expecting that, oddly enough. I kind of expected it to go more towards gray, like to become more flat, and it stayed rather vibrant. Huh, okay. I mean, looking at the swatches, that makes sense. The Viridian is not as, light and faded as other Viridians I've seen before. So in the UK there is a product called Calms. It's supposed to help you sleep. I took it for a week, maybe less, and I had such a bad... Oh no! That's not what we mean by sleep. Product? That's not good. Gotta wait for it to dry now. Yeah. Neutral, I can have a cup of coffee at bedtime and no difference to my night. Whoa! Same thing again when I tried chocolates in Japan that had GABA in them to help you relax and sleep better. Oof. No Calms have depression. Yay, so you can sleep but have depression. Yeah, no, that's not a good trade-off. That's not... Let's try something else, okay? I had a boss that recommended this stuff, and that is essentially brandy with this job. Then got mad that I had booze. Oh no! Rescue remedy smelled like you just arrived from a pizza. They used to make us take them at school. No, wait, booze. What paper is in the sketchbook? A very good question. All it says is 100% cotton cold pressed 300 GSM paper. It doesn't say what paper it is, but it's one that doesn't have a stark difference in texture between the front and the back of the paper. I think it might be Bauhong, but I'm not familiar enough with Bauhong to be able to say for sure. Oh, can we take a vote on Sunday? Yeah, for sure. I have to wait for paint to dry. I'm kind of stuck. So, you know when you arrange a time with someone, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so you know when you arrange a time with someone, were we not taught at school to not be late? That's question one. Question two is, were we not taught that it's best to set a time at least by the day before as opposed to on the day? Uh-oh. Because my husband says no, they didn't teach that at school. I don't think I was taught that at school. Other than passively through, like, you have to be, I mean, it depends on what level school are we talking about. Like, when I got to college, I had to be to the right, well, I mean, it was the same in high school. So the only thing was that, you know, you had a class at X time and it started at that time and it was in that specific room. So you had to get to the room and be there on time, but it's that there wasn't really anything about setting it up, like it was already set. That was the schedule. Yeah, I don't think it was taught in school for me either. So, personally, I don't think it was taught in school, but I don't think it's right to set it all up like on the day of, or you know, to be so last minute about everything. The only time that I remember having a very non-existent structure for that was when I was a teen and we would get together as a group of friends. More often than not, it was, let's all meet up at that time at that place, and it was decided like often like on the day of, and most people wouldn't even get there on time. So that was the only time, but it was not a formal thing. It was not like an appointment. It was not something special. It was just like, let's all get together and walk around old Quebec and just do teen stuff, like shenanigans and stuff. for me, one, set a time to meet at least the day before. Yeah. Be at least on time, don't change the time more than once after it is set. I feel like the day before is a must. Be at least on time is also like, or I mean, if you leave and you're like stuck in traffic, at least let the person know if you're gonna be late and it's not within your control. But otherwise, people should try their best to be there on time. And yeah, if the time has to change, it has to be like an occasional thing, I feel like. If it happens all the time, someone needs to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Aware of the time it takes them to be ready or something. Yeah, now you have a good point. It's so consistent. Yeah, we do take bets on how late the person will be. Kind of stuck. I have to wait for this to dry before I can paint more on it. I guess what I can say so far is that Roman Schmalz, Viridian, and Cobalt Quellen Blue are really pretty and have great granulation going. The Viridian is super nice. It's a bit of a touchy color because sometimes it can be quite patchy or quite weak, but I feel like this is a good one. And the neutral tint looks really nice, but I haven't really used it yet, so I'm excited to see that. We tried that with our moms and they got out to green. Oh no. Hey Charlotte, hi! Just in the nick of time to be able to say hi because I think I'm almost done with the stream. And besides, I'm kind of stuck. That's always the thing with painting. That's why I don't really include like real-time painting elements in my video reviews, because painting in watercolor is not like a contiguous process. You have to paint, wait to dry, paint some more, wait to dry, paint again, wait to dry. And if I have to film it every time, it's kind of tricky. And also it's really difficult to paint and be aware that there's a camera up there. Like, you don't want to block the camera, but sometimes your hand is in the way or your face is in the way, so I prefer to not film the painting part and focus on painting, and then when I do the, when I come back to it, break out the editor. I would, but I don't for two reasons. First of all, the cats hate it, like profoundly hate it. And then I don't like how it dries watercolor. like if you wet a piece of paper and you let it dry naturally, it's gonna dry pretty flat. It's gonna flatten back out. If you hair dry wet watercolor paper, it's gonna stay much more wrinkled and wavy than if you let it dry on its own. So that's kind of why I hate it. If I was working on a surface that is thick enough, that it won't get wavy, I would take out the hairdryer. Like it wouldn't be such an issue. But I tried it a couple of times and it really doesn't dry watercolor paper well. If it's to go eat, hubby will full on order stuff after 10 minutes. You need to go wayward. Yeah, it is Viridian. That's Viridian, that's Cobalt Coral Blue, and that's Neutral Tint from Roman Schmal. Oh yeah, they really hate the hairdryer. Like if they were not in the studio and I can close the door and then use the hairdryer, it's going to be a bit better. But if they are, they're usually in here with me and they're like sleeping. I feel it's kind of evil to start the blow dryer on that. Like a surprise loud noise. My cats don't hate the hairdryer as much as the vacuum, but they're unfriendly. Yeah, same. The vacuum is the worst. And I kind of agree with them on that. Alright guys, well thank you so much for being here today for this stream. I've set it up so that on the Discord server the stream event is a recurring event, so I don't have to set it up every week. I kind of have to set it up every week on the YouTube, but maybe I should make it a more automatic stuff. Though I worry that if I make it like a recurring thing, it's gonna be weird in the notifications. But yeah, anyway. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend. And we will see each other in the next one. Speaking of Viridian, do you know what is happening with Winsor Newton Viridian can be found? I don't know for sure. The only thing I know from personal experience is that it was a very difficult color. I had an old tube of it, and it would oxidize weirdly and not work as well anymore. So perhaps they had an issue with their formula, so they decided to stop making it, but I don't have any more details on that. I might try reaching out to them, but we'll see. So yeah, thanks so much everyone. Have a great weekend. Go give your pets a bunch of hugs if possible. And see you all in the next one. Bye bye.